From Plymouth State University, PM Weather with student meteorologist Eric Jean.
Hi, I'm PSU student meteorologist Eric Jean. Welcome to this edition of PM Weather. We've had a fantastic Tuesday, and that continues into this Tuesday evening. But first, let's look back at this weekend, as we did see quite a bit of rain, especially Topsfield, Mass, 10.13 inches of rain to be exact. Exeter at 7.52. But right here in Plymouth, we managed to escape most of that heavy flooding rain, where we've only picked up 1.25 inches over the last 3 days. Currently out there, for your March 16, 2010 almanac, we have a high of 61 degrees, almost 20 degrees warmer than our normal high of 42. This morning's low is 28 degrees, and that's still a bit milder than our normal low of 18 degrees, and we've had no precipitation today, and that'll continue for the next few days. So we look out there right now at 5 p.m., we have a temperature of 60 degrees, a dew point of 20 degrees. That gives us a relative humidity very dry at 22%. The winds are calm, and we have a sea level pressure of 29.92 inches and falling rapidly right now. Looking at tonight's sunset, we'll see it set at 6:54, almost now that daylight savings time is in effect, an hour later, and getting close to that 7 p.m. mark of the new moon out there. So skies will be generally clear throughout the night, but there will be no moon in the sky. And tomorrow morning when you wake up, we'll have a sunrise just shy of 7 a.m. Your regional conditions, so much of New England is in the sun right now. We do have some clouds scattered about the coastline right now, but look at these temperatures in the upper 50s through much of the area, even some 60s through much of southern New Hampshire right now, even extending into central New Hampshire and Plymouth. And even off to the west, again, we're in the upper 50s and lower 60s right now. That trend continues all the way down the eastern seaboard. We're in the 50s all the way to the southeast, where we start to get into some 60s, even some 70s right in the southern shoreline of Florida right now. A bit of a dip as we head into the Midwestern states in the 40s, but behind that we have 50s and 60s, even some 70s in southern California right now. And that will be the trend over the next couple days as we look out there right now. 50 to 60 degrees throughout much of New England right now, with very clear skies, a lot of sun, very mild, and a high pressure building down from Canada that'll continue that sunshine throughout the next couple days. We have our next system off, just entering the Pacific Northwest coast. That'll slowly start to migrate inward over the next few days, but not a concern. Probably starting into the weekend, we'll still be in the sunshine before we see any effects from this system right here. Your U.S. radar and satellite shows clear skies throughout much of the eastern third of the country right now. We start to get into that precipitation in Texas right now with a gathering storm, but this thing is going to zoom on out of here to the south, keeping us in the clear conditions throughout the rest of this week. And again, off to the west, we see this new system starting to enter the Pacific Northwest, bringing clouds and precipitation. Tonight's low temperatures throughout much of the northeast will be in the 20s and 30s as we head into southern New England. The 30s will continue all the way down the mid-Atlantic coastline. We'll start to see 40s throughout much of the southeast, and as we head to the west, Midwest, 30s and 20s, especially as you start to get in the higher elevations, we could see some teens and even single digits in the higher elevations, 30s, 40s, and 50s as we head down into Southern California. For tomorrow, we'll see 50s once again for much of the northeast, and 60s throughout much of the mid-Atlantic, and 70s even down there in Florida for tomorrow. We see 50s continuing all the way into the Midwest, 60s throughout much of Texas, and 50s, 60s, and even some 80s down there in the southwest desert. And for tomorrow night, we'll see the same as we saw for tonight's forecast, mainly 20s, even some 30s down there in southern New England. And we see those 30s continue all the way down to the southeast before we start to get into some 40s, 20s in the Midwest and Plain states, higher elevations in the teens, 30s in the Pacific Northwest, 40s and 50s throughout much of California. Your precipitation, again, not much going on across most of the country. We do have a few chances of showers throughout the mid-Atlantic and into the Kentucky area. And along the Gulf Coast with that storm system, we see showers, even some rain showers and heavier precipitation. Here's that next storm system just starting to enter the Pacific Northwest. This continues into tomorrow with another great day on tap for much of New England and the Northeast as high pressure continues to build in. That storm system continues to move into the southeast. That'll again zoom right off the coastline and not be a factor for us even into tomorrow night, as high pressure continues to dominate and will be under mostly clear skies, but there will be some clouds as we head towards the morning hours. Your PSU forecast for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 27, winds light and variable. For tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, mild. Look at that, 58, a little bit cooler in the day with the wind out of the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tomorrow, mostly clear skies. We'll see some clouds start to increase through the evening or the overnight hours with a low of 29 degrees and winds light and variable. Your PSU extended forecast showing you partly cloudy skies on Thursday with a high of 57 after a morning low of 29. Pleasant on Friday, again, high of 59 degrees. And Saturday, look at that, we could break 60 once again with a high of 61. Again, a morning low in the upper 20s. Thank you for joining me this evening for this edition of PM Weather right here on Channel 20. Remember, you can check out me or my colleagues every weekday night at 7, 10, 11 right here on Channel 20. Have a great evening, everyone.